born to lead. And I want to invite all those with a leadership mind to come on show. If it is possible for you, bring up a piece of paper and a pen, because you will not overcome the temptation to write. It will show up and you will feel that you must write something as I talk to you this evening at KNR. Every Sunday. KNR Radio according to you. Yes. Yeah. Welcome again. I'm saying welcome for the second time because I've noticed that I have also welcomed those who normally watch us via our Facebook and our StreamYard and so on. And please, you find us in the middle of the show, but welcome. I'll tell you, I will give a very good prize. I've done that before, and I don't tell things that I don't fulfill to anyone who will give 5 reasons why you have to listen to KNR. Be it on Facebook, on YouTube, on StreamYard, or on any other device or format that you listen through. Why is it that you love to listen to KNR? Just 5 reasons. I'll give you a quick tip, and then I will not be very slow on that so that your mind is working. Number 1, KNR is a radio that's designed, shaped, and prepared such that it is broadcasting according to you. Secondly, KNR has got no boundaries. Ainamita. Up above, right across to the east and west and the north and the south and the up and the down, KNR is there. Ainamita. Secondly, KNR ICCC. KNR ICCC. And that's thirdly. Fourthly, KNR has got its own unique kind of content that is out of this world. Every time you listen, I don't care even if you take 5 or 10 minutes, you become a better person after you have listened to KNR than before you have done so. And come up with the 5th one. I know you know it. I will not tell all of them, but I've just given you a tip so that you are able to come up. Once you give all 5 reasons why you think it's important for you to tune in on KNR, irrespective of the program and the presenter behind the mic. And I love you so much, and I'm glad that I am with you again. I am alone. I don't even have a guest, but I am not alone because you are here. Every time I look at this mic, I know you are here. And this mic is your representatives. You are represented in the studio by this microphone. All of you are here. You voted for the mic to come so that if you cannot drive to be here or fly to be here or swim to be here, your microphone will be here. Even if you cannot run or walk or crawl, but the mic is representing you so that you don't have to take the pains to come to the studio. Let us begin to chat and talk together. Our show is very interactive. Interactive in the sense that I would love to see your comments. I would love you to begin to come on board, man, and let us chat together, and then be part of this, whatever it is. Let us see that you are on show as well. You are so meaningful. There is something that you can contribute, and please make it a point that you do that contribution as well. And Upiwe Apekoyo, Lady P, I'm sure today you see that I'm not dressed in borrowed robes, because last week I was Johannesburg, and I was not anything else. But now I'm appropriate and so on. I'm not Johannesburg, I'm East London, and I am not at all in the borrowed robes. I'm dressed appropriately to the robes that belong to me. All right. And let me welcome you, Geba Pulapulbam, and let us begin our show today. I have crafted for today a very interesting topic, which I want us to look at. Our show is entitled Born to Lead Him. born to lead. It actually had a great significance. It was not just given that word for nothing. It's because when God created you, when you actually were born, in fact, let me put it this way, before you even showed up, amen, I want somebody to listen to me. Before you even showed up, God was shaking hands with you. Because he said, before I created you, before I formed you, I knew you. He had a plan and a purpose, and your life is designed such that you needed to live it so that to be fulfilled, live it in such a manner that the purposes of God will be fulfilled. It is for that reason I invite you to come on board, be part of the show, man. Enjoy every passing minute and make a contribution. You were literally born to lead, because God never made a mistake when he brought you here. He intended for you to come and become a leader. And that is why he said, let us make men according to our own image and let them rule. You were meant to rule. If you were made for the purposes of ruling, that means you are a ruler, and you were built in with some built-in mechanism to be able to do that. It is loaded in you, the ability to rule. If you don't, you are a delinquent, you are perverse, and you will be a danger to the society, because you were not meant to live a life where you are not a ruler. You were born to lead. Warm yourself and begin to pick up the purpose for which you were born. So this show is so important because it speaks to the reason why you were created. It speaks to the cause why God called you to exist. It actually ushers you to the very presence of God, so that you know that you are fulfilling what God wanted you to fulfill when he called you to come to existence. You were born to lead. Now, today, our topic that we will discuss together with you, I want us to talk about things that do not require talent. I just want to relax as I speak to you. Things that do not require a talent. I don't want you to get confused. Therefore, I need to make some explanation. It's not a disclaimer, but I want you to understand what's my intention, what's the purpose of this lesson. The purpose of this teaching, the purpose of this talk, the purpose of this presentation this evening is not to minimize talent, man. I'm not here to undermine talent. We don't want to minimize talent, but we want to emphasize those things that are not dependent upon talent. And yet, when practiced, they add value to others and they add value to ourselves. Get my point clearly. I'm not here to minimize talent, but I want to emphasize only the things that are not depending on talent. But if you could practice them, they will add value. So I have decided to open the door, because the door for the talent is very narrow. You only come in when those with that kind of talent are welcomed. When I was doing some kind of practice teaching, not practice, when I was registered for a teacher's course in a college called Lovedale, before it became the TV, or I don't know what to call it, TVC, what it is now, CVT, I mean, TVET, yeah, I know. It was our college, we went there to study in those years, and then they wanted to set what they call a Lovedale choir, and then people were to volunteer and went for what they call auditions to become members of the choir. And I wanted to go in there. I went for auditions too, and then I was never told whether I'm fit or I'm not. But when one day I went for the practice, they said, no, we welcome here only people with singing talents, and unfortunately you are not in our list, and therefore you will not be able to come in. It doesn't matter how much you avail yourself and how much you are interested to be part of the choir and how much you desire, but unfortunately it does not look like you have the talent to sing in the Lovedale choir. Then I knew that day that the door for the talent is very narrow. It permits only those who look like they were born with it But now I just want to say there are things that do not require talent. And I want us to engage in that kind of discussion. Because I've already said that I don't want to minimize talent, but I want also to speak about talent right from the very extent of my talk. Because the truth of the matter is that, talented people, be they in speaking, in singing, in running, in administration, in leadership, in politics, in swimming, I can mention all of those things. Talented people cause me to always marvel at their giftedness. I watch them and I marvel at their giftedness. Talented people cause me to usually realize their contribution to society. Oh, come on. They have a massive contribution to society. At times, some stores swell up and they have takings that double up their normal taking because a talented person has come to visit our city and present of whatever that they are talented on, and they will attract people from all corners of this country of ours to gather here, and then they will spend their income or their funds, their money on our shops and our town. Well, because of that, you remember what happened to South Africa during the World Cup 2010. Our country became a very better country, and everything started to climb up, and because we made a lot of money of the people that came from all these other places in the world to watch people who are gifted in particular talents. That is why I say talented people usually, I usually realize their contribution to society. But I need to say that talented people cause me to often sense the gap between them and me. Whenever I look at a talented person, I see there is a gap between me and that person. But allow me to give you what I call a high jump principle. To do a high jump, I know you have done that in sports. And if you have been to school, you know a high jump and a long jump. You know a javelin, 100 meters, 200 meters, and all the other athletics that are done in all schools in this country of ours. Therefore, you know what a high jump is. Now, I want to talk to you about, I just decided to pick something very simple. I call it a high jump principle. To do a high jump, you need one person who can jump 7 meters. You don't need 7 people who can jump one meter. Oh, no. You need one person who can jump, call it 5 meters, maybe 7 is too high, 5 meters. You need one person who can jump 5 meters, not 5 people who can jump 1 meter. Some jobs won't get done by throwing more people at them. These tasks require a talent more than numbers. That's the point I'm trying to make. I trust that the high jump principle I've shared makes sense and meaning to you, and you understand what it is that I'm talking about when I speak about this high jump principle. Let me tell you this. Sometimes attach, I'm still talking about the people who are talented, what they cause me. Talented people cause me sometimes to attach their success to their talent. Because no matter the size of the battle, the cream will always come to the top. Because there are no two kinds of talent: man-made talent and God-given talent. With man-made talent, you have to work very hard. And with God-given talent, you just touch it up once in a while. That's me talking. I'm saying the fact is there are two kinds of talent. There is a man-made talent and there is a God-given talent. If I've said not before, I made a mistake. There are two kinds of talent: a man-made talent and a God-given talent. With man-made talent, you have to work very hard. With God-given talent, you just touch it up once and in a while. Now, let me leave everything I've said and step down from that part. I was just speaking about what talented people cause in me. What do they invoke in my heart? What do I feel when I listen, or I see, or I watch, or I talk, or I walk with, or I mean, you name whatever, to people with great talent. But now I want to talk to you, like I have said before, that the intention of the talk today is for us to look at things that do not require a talent. And I know I'm talking to somebody, if not to all of you. Number one, teachability does not require a talent at all. The desire to listen, the desire to learn, and the desire to apply does not need a talent. Let me tell you some thoughts about teachability. Nothing is interesting if you are not interested. And I will tell you something funny. I know it's not about me alone. It could also embrace you too. That my best friends are my best teachers. I've learned so much from my best friend. When I walk inside the studio, our CEO was here. And then he manages to teach me some few tricks on working on our high tech in our studio. And I was keen to learn. I could see that I am in a classroom and I'm learning, though I've been behind this microphone for about 5 years now. In fact, for more than 5 years. But still, I felt I am learning something. I am learning. So learning is lifelong. So my best friends are my best teachers. Therefore, I want to give you this advice. Make your friends your teachers. Mingle the pleasure of conversation with the advantage of instruction. It will make you a better person. That's my voice speaking to you. Okay, successful people view learning differently than those who are less successful. I'm still sitting on a point of teachability. And I've said that teachability does not need a talent, because a winner knows how much he still has to learn, even when he is considered an expert by others. A loser wants to be considered an expert by others before he has learned enough to know how little he knows. I know I'm saying something. If you have got brains, you are listening and you can hear what I'm saying. A winner knows how much that he still has to learn. Even when other people who look at him, they see, oh man, this guy, he does it expertly. But funny thing is, people who are losers, they want to be considered an expert by other people before he even have learned enough to know how little that he knows. Let me tell you something about teachability again. Look for and plan your teachable moments. Look for and plan your teachable moments. I don't know how to go about to say this. Empty coins in your purse. Empty the coins of your purse into your mind. In other words, empty your pocket, drain your pocket into your brain, and your brain will fill your pockets with money. In other words, if you invest in teaching, if you plan for being teachable, if you want to know more and stop at nothing in order to salvage knowledge and information, within no time, people will pay you to give out that knowledge that you have paid to get it. People will need you and will pay you for that knowledge. You can ask me, I can tell you. The reason I live and eat and put food on the table, I'm not employed by any boss. I'm not waiting for a salary at the end of the month. I'm not an 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock kind of a guy. But every time organizations, businesses, government departments, all over our blessed, beautiful country, they invite me just to come and share an aspect of my life that I know best to say. They call me a life coach. Others call me a motivational speaker. Others call me, I don't know, there are a lot of names, but the good news about everything that they call me, they pay me for my services so well. The reason is simple. There was a time I had to pay to be able to get the information on my brain. Now my brain is full of information. People pay to get it out of my brain. The same you can do to your own life. Information does not just go by osmosis. You definitely need to seek it out. You need to plan for it. You need to research. You need to develop and increase and be teachable finally. Let me tell you second thing that is very important. That does not need a talent. I trust you are listening to me tonight. The program is Born to Lead, and my name is Siza, and I am with you tonight. The last thing I need to say on teachability is that make your teachable moments count. Live to learn, and you will really learn to live. Live to learn, you will learn to live. Let me tell you, the second thing that does not need a talent, I call it initiative. Initiative does not need a talent. To succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions. I know we are never. Don't be known to be able to jump at conclusions while you are actually unable to jump at opportunities, because the world bestows its prizes, both its money and honors, on one thing, and that is initiative. I can hear somebody whispering. What is an initiative? What is an initiative? I wish I could tell you, but let me speak to you very quickly. I am saying, if you want to succeed, jump as quickly at an opportunity, just as much as you jump at your conclusions. Now, the question you might be asking me, what is initiative? I will tell you, it is doing the right thing without being told. That is what we call the initiative. But next to doing the thing without being told is doing it when you have been told once. I've mentioned two stages of initiative, which are very important. First, do the right thing without being told. And secondly, number two from that is doing the right thing when we have been told once. Because those who carry a message get high honors, but their pay is not always in proportion. Next, there are those who never do a thing until they are told twice. Such get no honors and they get small thanks. Next, there are those who do the right thing only when one executive kicks them from behind, and these get indifference instead of honors and a pittance for their pay. This kind spends most of its time polishing the bench with a hard luck story. Then, still lower down the scale than this, we have a dullard who will not do the right thing, even when someone goes along to show him how and stays to see he does it. He is always out of a job and receives the contempt he deserves unless he happens to have a rich father, in which case destiny patience awaits around the corner with an iron club. To which class do you belong? Can I ask you a question? Wow. Let me say some few things. I am on a subject of initiative. And I desire to talk to you about that subject very clearly so that you understand me well. Let me give you some bit of insights on initiative because I want you to pick what I want to tell you. Number one, accept responsibility for your own life. Accept responsibility for your own life, because lack of responsibility is equal to lack of initiative. When you are not responsible, you also lack initiative, because the people who get on in this world are the people who get up and look for the circumstances they want. And if they can't find them, they make them. That's why you will always appear like you are left behind, because you don't take an initiative. Let me give you a second insight on initiative. Discover your dream and pursue it. Discover your dream and pursue it. You see, a South African, a typical South African in the eyes of the world, typifies above all this quality of initiative. Great success are nearly all the fruit of initiative. Thirdly, I'm just giving you some insight on initiative. Divide your dream into manageable parts, because overwhelmed people seldom initiate. Once you let it all come to you at once, man, you will never initiate. Divide your dream into manageable parts. Wow, somebody, I could sense it in my blood that someone is asking me, how can I divide my dream? What must I do if I am dividing my dream into manageable parts? How to break down the big projects in life? I can tell you very few things quickly, which are very practical. It's what I've done in my life, which I believe you can do in yours. Number one, divide it by categories. Number two, prioritize it by importance. Number three, timeline it by sequence. Number four, assign it by abilities. And number five, accomplish it by teamwork. I know I've said something that some can pick and some cannot, but this is how you divide your big projects. Divide it by categories. What looks like go together. Two intersection. Those that have a common denominator that come together as common things, divide them therefore by categories, prioritize them by importance, timeline it by sequence, assign it by abilities, and accomplish it by teamwork. Wow. Understand the downside of initiative too, because things may come to those who wait, but only things left by those who hustle. If you say, I will wait, I must tell you the truth. Things that come to those who wait are the things that are left by those who hustle, which is laps of those who hustle. Let me give you one solid advice. cause something to happen. Cause something to happen. Come on. This is KNR. And my name is Siza. And I'm your friend. There is no way to doubt that I love you. I couldn't share that valuable information to you for free if it were not for love in my heart. And I could not let you be what you will become if it were not for the love I have for you. Now I ended up by saying, cause something to happen. I don't think I'm out and down and finished about the things that do not require a talent. The third I can mention, something that does not depend on talent, is passion. Passion. Because success is not the result of spontaneous combustion, man. You must first set yourself on fire. Avele sukuzivuthele nje. Ebhayibhelini kwakhona ivesi ethi mayelana nomoya lovuthayo. Success is not like that. Let me quickly speak to you about points of passion. The time left for me is about 2 minutes, but I will ask the next program of Unbounded Word to borrow me 10 minutes to finish up what I've started with you. Now, points of passion. I'm thinking, point number 1 on passion, beware of firefighters. Because when it comes to passion, there are 2 kinds of people. There are firelighters and there are firefighters. Firelighters and firefighters. You need to stay away from firefighters. When it comes to passion, stay away from the firefighters. Why? Because firefighters focus on what is wrong with the idea rather than what is right. Firefighters focus on firefighters, they possess what I can call a doubting spirit. Firefighters work behind the scene to cause dissension and division. Firefighters hate change. Firefighters love the words, yes, but. Firefighters keep people with great potential from going to the top. Therefore, take my advice, avoid firefighters. I'm still on passion. Passion does not require a talent. You know, beside me telling you to be aware of firefighters, I can go on and say, prioritize your life according to your passion. Don't push yourself and lose a lot of energy on something that's not burning within you. Prioritize your life according to your passion, because there are many things that will cause and that will even catch my eye, but there are only few that can catch my heart. It is those that I consider to pursue, those that catch my heart. Passion is the first step to achievement. Find your passion. Follow it. That is the only career advice you will ever need. Because the first thing is to love your sport. Never do it to please someone else. It has to be yours. And if you love what you do, oh, can you please listen to me just for once? If you love what you do, you will never work another day in your life. Every time you go to work, you'll be singing a song in your heart, because what you do is what you love, and you are loving what you're doing. Let me still tell you something on the passion. Passion is the fuel for the vision. Because if you have no passion, your vision will not take you anywhere, because there is no fuel. Passion is the fuel for the vision. Vision does not ignite growth, but passion does. Passion fuels the vision, and vision is the focus of the power of passion. You know, people who are passionate about their call, they create a vision. What can I tell you? Have you ever noticed the difference that passion makes? Because how many, let me just ask you a blind question, how many dispassionate success have you met? How many high achievers that lack enthusiasm? How many great leaders do you admire who were indifferent? Because passion opens the door for achievement. Because when you are passionate about what you are doing, commitment naturally follows. You don't have to try to produce perseverance. It sweeps over you like an ocean wave when you are passionate. Passion turns your have tos into want tos. It creates a fire of motivation that never goes out. People with passion enjoy the climb as much as they enjoy reaching the summit. This is KNR, and it's according to you. And this is your evening. You were born to lead. And listen to me, you will understand why I say so. Now, if you have passion, you will never need a jump start. In fact, you never have to push yourself to start. If anything, you must force yourself to stop if you have passion. Nawe uyaxaka uba kutheni le nto ungazange walala before 12 abanye abantu belala ngo-7 no 8, you know. Why I mean, passion ikwenza ungakwazi ukuma, yaqonda uba kufuneka umile, you have to force yourself to stop. Passion will keep you going when the chips are down. It will keep you going when the odds are high. It will keep you going when the obstacles are many. It will keep you going even when the resources are few. That is passion. I don't know if I have to repeat that because I want you to hear me well. It is that thing which will keep you going even when the chips are down. It is that thing that will keep you going even when the odds are high. It will keep you going when the obstacles are many. It will keep you going when the resources are few. That's passion. And fortunately, it needs no talent. There is no talented, passionate person. You just have a passion without you boasting about your special ability to have a passion. It is there for all of us. Let me begin my 10 minutes by telling you the fourth thing that does not need a talent, and that is courage. You know, greatness in the last analysis is largely bravery, because courage is escaping from old ideas and old standards and respectable ways of doing things. Courage is an everyday test, and we often think as a quality required only times of great danger or stress, but courage in everyday virtue needed to live a life without regrets. Why do we need courage? That could be the question you ask me, because I've said courage is an everyday test and courage needs no talent. The talk we have today is things that do not need talent. This is KNR, a radio according to you. The program is Born to Lead, and my name is Siza, and this is your show. Now, we need courage to seek the truth when we know it may be painful. Yes, courage is not simply one of the virtues, but it is the form of every virtue at its testing point. We need courage to change when it is easier to remain comfortable. We need courage to express our conviction when others challenge us, because one man with courage is like a majority, I'm telling you. We need courage to overcome obstacles when progress will come no other way. Because I'll tell you, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. I once belonged to an organization. It was an international body in my years when I was working for the Department of Education. This organization was called International Toy Library. We were encouraging kids to play. In fact, we were even encouraging adults to play. We had a kind of a slogan that says, "You are not too old to play. You are old because you do not play." You are not too old to play. You are old because you do not play. And today I'm saying to you, it is not because that things are difficult that we do not dare. It's because we do not dare that they are difficult. Now, let me tell you also something about courage. We need courage to learn and grow when it will display our weakness, because courage is resistance to fear. Courage is the mastery of fear. You know, it is not absence of fear, man. Don't misunderstand me. But it is a resistance to fear, and it masters fear. That's courage. We need courage to take the high road, because when others treat us badly, he will lose his wealth, loses much. But let me tell you, he who loses friends loses more. But there's still something to tell you. But he who loses his courage loses all. Wow. I know I've said a mouthful, but I can repeat it for your sake. He who loses wealth loses much. He who loses friends loses more. But he who loses the courage loses all. The loss of courage is the loss of everything. You are gone. Let me say the last thing on courage. We need courage we need courage in order to lead when being in front makes us an easy target. Have you noticed that people who are in front become easy targets? For them to continue to lead, they need the courage, because there is an agonizing loneliness that characterizes the life of the pioneer. If you are pioneering something, you always travel a lonely road. And that loneliness at times is so agonizing. Ask me, I'll tell you more about it. But you continue traveling in any way because of courage. I can say the last thing for today, and I'm done. I won't say anything. The fifth thing that does not need talent is encouragement. You know, encouragement is the oxygen to the soul. Let me tell you this, that people need encouragement. They need what? Encouragement. Maybe you could ask me a question, which I will be eager to give an answer to it. Why people need encouragement? I will tell you without any shadow of doubt that most people don't believe in themselves. That is why they need encouragement. In life, it is not what you are that holds you back. It is what you think you are not. Amen. I'm talking to you. It is not what you are that holds you back, but it is what you think you are not. Come on. A great manager has a knack for making ball players think that they are better than they think they are. He forces you to have a good opinion of yourself. He lets you know he believes in you, and he makes you get more out of yourself. And once you learn how good you really are, you never settle for playing anything less than your very best. I've seen this. I manage a global organization called the Global Christian Library. I manage a global organization that was started by Dr. John C. Maxwell through his Equip organization. We call it Million Leader Mandate. We have chapters all across the country. in every major city. There are people that report to me. And they have got a huge task influencing, rallying people, getting centers of training, getting trainers who are properly schooled and who are passionate about the program, and let people live with the fire in their heart every time they gather. All I do is to encourage those guys to do their work. I've learned the trick of encouraging people. They give their best. They at times perform far beyond what I myself could have done because I don't have strength in every town of the country. But the people I work with are courageous enough and they have been encouraged to be able to do the work with or even without me. And the best they are when I am not around and I get excited. Therefore, people need encouragement. Secondly, most people have few, if any, encouragement. Because people who believe in them, when nobody is there to cheer you on every day, you are likely to feel isolated and discouraged. Because keep away from people who try to belittle your ambition. Because small people always do that. But the really great makes you feel that you too can become great. Because most people, that's why I think you need encouragement. Most people know when someone believes in them. I'll tell you this. Most leaders spend time trying to get others to think highly of them, when instead they should try to get their people to think more highly of themselves. It's wonderful when the people believe in their leader. It's more wonderful when leaders believe in their people. Come on, man. You can't hold a man down without staying down with him. The inverse is also true. You can't lift a man up without going up with him. We call that an elevator principle, because an elevator cannot take you to the 12th floor if it will not get to the 12th floor itself. Just like an elevator cannot take you down to the ground floor if it will not to the ground. By the time you hit the ground floor, you will be there yourself and the elevator will be there. That is why we say you cannot hold a man down without you staying down with that man. Just like you cannot take a man up without you feeling up the sweet breezes of the higher level. Most people will do anything within their power to embrace a leader's belief in them. I've seen that truth. People can even break their legs to serve you because you believe in them. They can do anything in their lives to embrace the belief of their leader in them. If others look up to you, then reach down and lift them up. It will change their lives. Let me tell you this from my heart. Flatter me, and I may not believe you. Criticize me, and I will not like you. Ignore me, I may not forgive you. But encourage me, and I will not forget you. I wish you could mark those last words as I close our talk today. Flatter me, I will not believe you. Criticize me, I will not like you. Ignore me, I may not forgive you. Encourage me, I will not forget you. Love is built out of encouragement. All right. These are the things that do not require a talent. If I could have time next time, I know what I would say. I'll talk to you about other things that do not require a talent. For example, I'll talk to you about attitudes. I'll talk to you about character. I'll talk to you about values. I'll talk to you about self-discipline. I'll talk to you about commitment. I'll talk to you about responsibility. I'll talk to you about servanthood. I'll talk to you about love. Love needs no talent, but it's enough for today. May God richly bless you, and may you be truly blessed as we go in on our program tonight. I've seen so many other people have shown likes on our Facebook account. Thank you very much for those likes and for those who are still watching. But allow me for now to break the chain. Allow me to break the chain and go to something else, because we need to end our show. This is a double feature. We take you firstly on Born to Lead, and we are done with Born to Lead. We take about 30 minutes of our time on sharing the Word of God, and we call it Unbounded Word. It's like our evening Sunday show. Come on board and let's go together on Unbounded Word. Unbounded Word. Yes, Unbounded Word. Then come on board and let us begin to travel together on Unbounded Word. Let us change the car. Let us just stop this show here and move on to Unbounded